WeatherBell Analytics, meteorologist Joe Bastardi. These are the sea surface temperatures surrounding the United States June through September the last 5 years. Now, we're not through September this year, but they're very similar. I want to show you something. It's been raining a lot during the summertime, which is very much opposite of what happened with these big drought and heat wave years back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, even the 1980s. But it's been raining a lot in the summertime, and I believe it's because of all the warm water that's surrounding the United States. But what that has been doing in the mid and late summer especially is limiting temperatures, specifically high temperatures, so that August have turned out cooler than normal. Now again, here's what you have. You have more water vapor put into the air because of the oceans. That keeps nighttime lows up. But the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, of course, are still quite cool. They're not warming up. So what happens is more water vapor starts getting heated up, more thunderstorms form, and it rains more. That in turn limits high temperatures, especially the middle and latter part of the summer. There's a discrepancy here. So what happens is you're getting cooler August. Now, the normals start really falling off late in August and September. So the normal temperatures are coming down. Meanwhile, the sea surface temperatures are staying warm. So what does that mean? The days are getting shorter. You're not going to get as much precipitation, right? In the month of September, you don't have the same processes going on as you do early and middle summer. So you get September, even though the days are getting shorter and the normals are falling, you're getting enough sunshine so that with the oceans being warm. You see, the oceans don't start cooling till later. There's a lag, right? What do you think is happening in September? So you look at what happens in August. Remember, warm water, raining a lot during our summers. Augusts have been cooler. What happens when the normals fall off? Bang, Septembers have been warmer. This September is a classic example. Now, before I get to that, let's look at the tropics. We have this butterfly with Florence. And I believe Florence is going to turn back to the west. Here's Gordon. Gordon's going in. We told you about Gordon last week. So yeah, there's nothing else I can tell you new about Gordon. I don't believe it'll be a hurricane, but you know what? I'm not going to split hairs. We had a 50 to 60 knot storm going in from last week. So if it's 65 knots, I mean, what I'm interested in is a forecast, okay? So that I believe that Florence is going to take this track. And if Florence doesn't take that track, subsequent waves coming from behind are going to be a problem. But the reason I believe Florence is going to try to take that track is, see how warm this water is here? That is going to pump the ridge enough so that with this trough that's going to come off the East Coast this weekend, I don't believe it will make the connection. Now, I may be wrong, right? If it does make the connection, Florence is going out. If it doesn't make the connection, Florence has a free shot to come back and threaten the United States with this water this warm, whether she moves northeast or she moves west. Once that trough goes by, even if she's caught in the trough, she's liable to become a major hurricane. So that's a problem. See, I don't believe that's going to be there. I believe it's going to be more back toward here. But even with Florence gone, look what's following. So we've got a hyper period, and we were telling you about this. Remember, I know that sounds pompous when I say, I remember what I said before, blah, 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 blah. But the Japanese model about just 11 days ago set us off. However, I do think after the 21st, this big period, and we're talking relative to averages, the ACE index in September is going to be above normal, especially the first 3 weeks. I think it goes back down the other way. Now, see this system out here? This is an upper low that's over here backing southwest. You can't rule out that that tries to develop. Here's Golden. Here is Florence. Okay, and there's another Florence that if you've ever visited, it's in Italy. It's off the map. It's really nice. Here's some other waves coming off the African coast. But notice how much more robust, I love that word, robust, the tropics look now as far as features go. And nothing in the Caribbean, right? They're all taking an angle further north here. They're developing further north where we had that in our preseason hurricane forecast. Now, here is the CFSV2 for the rest of the month of September. This is September 2002, September 4th through 30th. How close is that to that pattern? Here's your precipitation. Lots of heavy precipitation in the center part of the country, especially in Texas over here. Look at that. A lot of water coming down Texas. So that'll be good to, especially West Texas needs it quite badly. That's it for now. Enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.